hard shoulder are designed to keep traffic moving when the roads are busy, and many are already up and running right around the country. But MPs have begun a review into their safety, with campaigners claiming they put drivers and recovery workers in danger, joined by Sir Mike Penning, who was the Minister for Transport when smart motorways were rolled out. Hello to you, thanks for joining us on the Kate Burley Show this afternoon. Seems like a pretty clever idea, keep the motorways moving. What's wrong with it?
Absolutely nothing at all, and we need our motorways going forward as much as possible. But sadly, we've got people that are coming to rescue motorists on these motorways and other motorways, to be fair, and we're losing about 8 of them killed every year. And so there's something seriously going wrong. They're not allowed to use red lights on their vehicles. The lanes where they're closed are not being enforced, and there's something seriously wrong to do with the way that the safety areas are being placed. When the pilots are out there, when I was the minister, they were supposed to be 400, 500 metres apart. Now sometimes they're over a mile apart. And if there was this amount of policemen or firemen killed every year, there'd be understandable uproar, and there should be uproar for the people that are coming to rescue us when we break down.
So, Mike, are those figures that you're quoting to us there, up to 80 a year, is that just on smart motorways or on all motorways?
No, it's across the country, but predominantly the issue is around smart motorways. And we don't really know what the exact figures are. We know we've got this figure because the industry is telling me that's how many people they're losing. We don't know how many of them are being seriously injured. And when I asked the department how safe the smart motorways were and our motorways were, how many people are being killed, they don't have the figures. So one of the reasons we're going out today and having an inquiry amongst ourselves and with the industry, and the industry for the first time has come together under a federation, it's the first time that's happened, is to get the evidence base so we can go back to government and say things need to improve.
So what could help?
Well, firstly, if you drive around on the motorway, the Highways Agency can use red lights. Red lights mean danger. No rescue vehicle is allowed to use red light. They're only allowed to use amber lights. Now, when I was a fireman and we went out to incidents on the motorways, of course there's blue lights and there's cones everywhere and we're all protected. The other night I went out with the with the traffic police onto the motorway where there was an incident. We coned it all off. There were blue lights everywhere. The recovery trucks arrived just with amber lights, and we left. That means they're not safe. So if it's safe enough for a policeman, safe enough for the Highways Agency, let's get the lights. Let's get the closed lane where that red cross is in that lane. Let's actually enforce that. We know it's not been enforced. Let's make sure it's enforced. The cameras are there, we can do that. And then actually let's find out why so many of these people are losing their lives and getting injured when they're coming to us, because we're vulnerable when we're on the motorway.
Isn't the bottom line that motorists should be more aware?
Yes, but you know as well as I do that unless we enforce road traffic regulations, people don't take any notice of it. So you drive up the M1 with me tonight when I go home, and I'll be sitting there around about the speed limit. I'm not a hypocrite. Of course, I occasionally go over the speed limit, but within reason. And you'll be people hurtling past you, and you've all been on the motorway and had the lane closure, that big red cross saying this lane is closed, and then people overtake you on the inside. That is killing people, and we've got to do something about it.
Okay, so does that mean potentially we should see greater penalties for people who drive inappropriately on motorways?
There's no point having any penalty if you're not going to enforce it, Kate. That's the bit that really frustrates me. So the penalties are there. It's an infringement of the Road Traffic Act. But what we really just want, we need to educate people as to how they drive on motorways, which is why I'm really pleased that learner drivers now are going to be able to go onto motorways with qualified instructors before they pass their tests. But at the end of the day, why can't the AEA or these recovery vehicles or the RAC have a red light on the top of their vehicles, which means danger? What's the problem there? I just really don't understand why the Department of Transport is so belligerent about this. That's what we could do straight away.
Why didn't you push for that when you were Transport Minister?
Well, I did actually, and then there were assurances given to me that we brought in this. Now, the fact that in hindsight we should do things doesn't mean we shouldn't do them now. What I'm pushing for is safety for these people that are rescuing us. And if I get a bit of stick because I happen to have been the minister at the time, so be it. I don't mind that if I'm saving lives.
Okay, good to talk to you. Thank you. Thank you.
Kate.